Ozzie had moved to Los Angeles to try our hand at the music business down there. We had a friend from Sacramento who was working, I think he was a publicist for the Magic Castle, and he agreed to be our manager. So we moved en masse down to Los Angeles and started playing clubs and bars down there.
Some sort of a rock opera is opening tonight. Is that right, Dave? And tomorrow night, both?
That is right, Harry. It is opening tonight, the premiere of a rock opera, actually a new wave opera. It's called Berlin 1990, and I've got with me Bo Richards from Make Me a Records Company. Bo also manages a group called Ozzie that happened to put this opera together.
What you're watching is a performance by a group of Sacramento musicians called Ozzie. The 6 members of Ozzie are in their mid to late 20s and not teenagers, and most have attended college.
What do you see as far as your future goes?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we all have our daydreams about riding around in limousines, and sold out concerts at Oakland Coliseum, but I don't know, as long as we keep evolving and keep coming up with new things, we'll pretty much just kind of continue with it.
We never really got too far, though. We were just a little bit off the radar.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that was?
Oh, we were original, quirky. We definitely did not have the appeal that was big in Los Angeles in the 80s, which was the hair band metal. And we looked more like
a bunch of accountants coming up on stage, because for some of the shows they'd all wear suits, and we're talking like 80, 81, people didn't show up in suits, and then they didn't have one lead singer. They had 3 lead singers and 3 different songwriters, and sometimes they bring in guest songwriters. So you've got these points of view that are really diverse and really complicated music and lyrics.
I met Jane through my bandmate William Fuller, who worked in a bookstore
in Arco Plaza in Los Angeles, and I met him soon after that because his best friend, Bill Fuller, was the assistant manager of B. Dalton. At the bookstore, I worked in the back room, and so Bill Fuller would bring in cassette tapes for me. He kind of took on a project of educating me musically. So he'd bring me these cassette tapes of like crazy ass music. I was like, what the heck kind of music? You know, like Lena Lovitch and Captain Beefheart, and I think Patti Smith and Kraftwerk, and I was like, what? But it was also like really exciting. And then when Bill Fuller told me he was in a band, I thought, oh, he has to be in a polka band, because he dresses like he'd be in a polka band. Like he had really white ties, and his pants were like a little bit too short. He was a total nerd.
And they would get together for drinks on Fridays, happy hour.
Bill, his wife Donna, and then Jack, my husband. And that's when I first met him.
Your mother came one day and she was dragging a big plastic bag of plastic peanuts because she was going to make her own beanbag chair. And I just thought she was very special. I believe that we were in love at first sight.
Okay.
It was magical.
That's pretty true.
Yeah.
Pretty true on that. Yep. Especially, I think, when we danced with deflated beach balls on our heads.
That was
Radio Shack.
I'd never sweated so much in my head before.
Yeah, and sometimes people think having children, you have to give up so much of your creative freedom. And what it did for me as an artist is it made me prioritize. Before I had children, I was like, oh, I have all this endless time. I didn't get shit done, okay? You think you're going to get all this stuff done. You're like, oh, I got all this time. When you have kids, you're like, I got 2 hours. I better get some stuff done. And it really... Having children made me a better artist. Working with children and teaching and sharing made me a better artist. All those things, a lot of times people think, oh, you're going to compromise your art. Not for me. I can't speak for everybody else, but not for me.
Yep, having children made me a better father.
All right, I think that's enough. Thank you. We'll end on that.